Baby said she wanna swing with the Bushman. Cause she know we do our thing in the bush hand. Got her looking so clean with the rough stance. Yeah, quick to change the scene with the Cushland. You can join the whole team cause the bush wins. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to Cushland. Yeah, I'm quick to change the scene to Ebola. Let me up about mine, the bush, understand. I said you will be the one I will meet. With that beautiful smile and that sexy physique. Wearing those same colors, running. Trying to get away from lame brothers, but you can't change what they now meet me. I'm your Nubian lover. We're plans to make you a Nubian mother. That's long term. The short term I'll take it too far. We got the juice bar, building on vegetables. So holistic, my holistic missus. Got me in dogs with your gifts and fitness. The L natural, yeah, that's on my style. We can grow our towels through ingredients. Only the baddest queens who they ever see me with. Big my bottom dick had 6 mini lips with no lipstick. That's a natural kiss. These are actual black fists raced up together as one unit.
Tell everyone to support you.
Alafia family at Gabo. Welcome on into the house of confirmations. I do pray. Family, as coming into this house, this church, we unplug, we disconnect ourselves from the matrix way of thinking, and that whole ideology you were thrown into. Also, family, let's go on ahead and take a deep breath in, inhaling in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing all of the poison and pressure that was picked up while you was plugged into the matrix. I do pray. Family, I am your Baba Oyeyemi, initiated ancestral priest over 23 years.
I'm Iyale Omitola Ajebola, prophetess, messenger, and healer, and we are the House of Confirmations. Ekabo. Ekabo means welcome. Come on, and family, you all know what time it is. It is time for live readings, live messages, and for live discussion.
Ashe.
Also, happy Friday, family.
Happy Friday, family. Family, we do have 10 slots available, and you all already know on Friday, we tend to come with those relationship readings. So, family, as we are all coming in, go ahead and book your relationship reading on this beautiful Friday. Ashe, I do pray. Have not given a cutoff time. We'll be giving a cutoff time after the prayer. With that being said, for the lovely goddesses, all you beautiful mothers out there, make sure that you are coming in with your head wrap on. Ashe, I do pray just as beautiful as your Omitola Ajebola. Ashe, I do pray for my warriors, my gods out there. Make sure that you have your crown sitting to the side. Ashe, yes, we will be giving honor to the Most High, giving honor to our forefathers and our foremothers who have walked before us. Ashe, I do pray. Alafia family.
Alafia.
Taylor, artist formerly known as Prince. Ashe, I do pray. How are you doing?
Happy Friday. Family, make sure that you all are tuning in, like, love, and sharing, because tonight's discussion, we will be getting into the etymology of love on this Love Friday, okay? While we have love relationships available. Also, family, do note that Baba has blessed us with the Ancestral sale, okay? There's a sale on ancestral race fees, I believe, as well as ancestral baths and ancestral readings.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about the reasons, but I do know that ancestral race beads and ancestral baths were on sale into your Doom Day.
Ashe, which is at the end of May. Agungun Festival. Ashe, I do pray, family. Yes, ancestral sale is going on in appreciation of 23 years of being initiated ancestral priest. Your ancestral waist beads, they will be on sale. Your ancestral baths, they will be on sale. We will look back into the book to see if Spirit allowed the ancestral readings to be on sale as well. Ashe, I do pray, family.
Ashe, definitely.
Ashe, family, go on ahead, like, love, share, tag family on in, letting everyone know it is the time to open discussion, family. We got some things to talk about today. Ashe, I do pray, family.
Absolutely. As everyone been expressing their feelings on, the love that we'll have for Jada, allow him to stand up and protect her. What is the etymology of love? What is love? What is the responsibilities of love? Okay.
I say, because surely everybody wants love in their life, but do we know what love is? Or have we just defined love ourselves? When there's always been a definition for love.
Very interesting, family. Very, very, very interesting. I do pray Mothers of the Church is in the house. We see you all, Mothers of the Church, tagging family.
I do pray family.
I do pray.
I do
Thank
pray
you.
Taylor.
Oh, thank you. I do pray, Taylor. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing. I love it, Andrea. We miss you and Haley so much. And Renzo. Come on in, family. On this Friday, yes, on this Love Friday. I must say, the Bible studies have really, really, really been powerful. Extremely powerful at that. Family, if you're missing out on the Intro to Biblical Studies classes, do know that there are key notes. There's a lot of key notes that are being broken down to help understand why there has been so much confusion about the Bible, about us, about our identity, about our nationality, about our history, about slavery, about captivity. And why was it allowed? If the white people did write the Bible, why did God allow us to be used as slaves through a Bible? There's a lot of things that are being cleared up in the Intro to Biblical Studies class. I'm so thankful to be able to be present for them.
I say, truly, family, if you want to know anything about this life that we are living, especially the words we may be using, the gifts that you may have born with, natural born gifts, not Google. Definitely, you want to go ahead and take these biblical studies. As yes, family has been taking biblical studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it has been quite exciting. Not your regular Bible study that's happening on Wednesdays with these churches. No, family, we are actually learning and understanding and being able to use what we are learning. I say to everyone who has been tuning in. Cannot wait to see you all Tuesday coming up. Ashe.
Absolutely. I am very, 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 very excited. And thank you to each and every one of you all that has been tuning in to biblical studies and classes with HOK. Thank you for everyone that has taken classes with HOK over the years. And thank you so much, Taylor, artist formerly known as Prince, for tuning into every class we have hosted. We are very appreciative of you, family.
Ashe. I do pray for the love family.
Thank you for the love family.
Go ahead and get into prayer while family is coming on in. Omi tutu ona tutu ile tutu egungun tutu orisha. Olude mai moju ba bopo ikolo wa timbala se olude mai moju ba ibara sero moju ba kele ni mo ibara sero moju ba me egun ibara sero moju ba baba lo ko ibara sero moju ba egun je ibara sero moju ba o ya bi ti e be egun go ba motiba una la motiba ulu se ko motiba ko ni motiba ati bolo motiba ati wumi tika ma se otu ede ulu se kon tika ma se ti plak ba o tika ma se oba de bume di ba o tika ma se ulu se kon tika ma se oba bi ulu la tika ma se ti me ba gungu we la fi ayo ile wo ko ti ko se ko to wahala ko ti kan se ko to mero ko to sa ko to bulu ko ti ni ti me ko ti ka o da se nya sa di pa ni man ni di practical di we out
What you say? Thank you, bye-bye.
I should continue coming on in, family. Continue like, love, sharing, tagging family on in as we get into this open discussion about love.
A very important message, the etymology as love. As many people are seeking love, as many people are manifesting, petitioning love, having love issues, love problems, that means that need to get to the root of these things going on. What is the root cause of all of these trials and tribulations we're having when it comes to being in love, falling in love, maintaining love, having love, receiving love? Okay, is more than love languages, as there are 5 different type of love languages. There's 4 different types of agape love. Well, agape is a form of love. There's 4 types of love and 5 types of love languages. So that means that we need to understand the root. What is the root original meaning of love? If we already know that we have 5 different love languages, 5 different ways love can be expressed, as well as 4 different types of love that we can experience and have. What is the root and original etymology of love? But we can get a handle on some of these things that are spiraling out of control today. Very important message, family.
Family, gonna go ahead and give a cutoff time. 10 o'clock Eastern time, family. That is an hour and 22 minutes from now, Eastern time. I do pray, family, you have an hour and 22 minutes to the cutoff time. There are 10 slots available for your relationship reading and also your general mini readings. I do pray, family.
Thank you for sharing, family. Thank you for the love as well. Alafia, Miss Cat, we see you tuning in. Alafia, Miss Nadia, we see you all tuning in.
Does anyone know what love means? Alafia family. As family is coming on in, do we know what love means? And when I ask that, I mean, do you actually know what love means and not what you feel love should be? Do you know what love means? As this is a word that we often use and we often put on people. We often accuse those of not having it. Do we know what love is? Do we know the love of God? And if you're thinking that love has to do with affection or emotions, but you tell me the day that God kissed you on your cheek and tucked you in, gave you a hug, had some good sex with you. You let me know when you found out that this was what love was, because God knows love very well. God was the first one to initiate love to us. This specifically to his people. So yes, family, we are asking, do you know what love is? As we are so quick to use this word without knowing the definition of it, without knowing the meaning of love, but caught up in emotions and feelings.
Very important, family. Definitely waiting to hear your feedback. That is a very great question, because all the time we come across those and those come across us seeking love, looking for love work, love messages, okay, needing assistance, counseling on love, consultation on love, going through issues with love. To get a handle and to actually heal the root cause of these issues with love, must understand the true definition and meaning of love. That is needed. Because right now, love is being used to mask and describe everyone's feelings and emotions towards each other. Okay? That's what love has been used for. As much as we don't like to feel used. Love has been used to describe your true feelings and emotions towards a person. So, what is the true definition or origin of love? Because a lot of people don't think they have love or haven't been given love or didn't accept the love that came in that relationship. But did you know what love was from the beginning, the get go? Did you know the responsibility of love? Or were you needing that person to fit your idea of what love meant to you because that's what you was needing in those moments in life? Are people seeking love or do people love that person they came across? Those are two different things. Are you just looking for love or did you find a person that you loved, that you fell in love with, that you had love for, that you grew love for? Or were you just seeking love? These are questions, family, that you're going to want to find the answer to and understand the answer to so you can no longer keep going through those cycles that's been going through generations when it came to relationships, platonic, intimate. And this is also another reason why intro to biblical studies class is needed.
Asha. So I'm assuming family does not know what love means.
Hmm. That asked for it.
We want it and have no idea when it comes to us. Now, I'll ask, do you all not know what love is? And that means that we are having a learning experience then. Because we are going to learn what love is, as we may have an idea of what love should be. We all have an idea of what something should be according to us. Love in everyone's different opinion is going to be different. Let's recognize that what we thought love to be is going to be different from everyone, as we've spoken on love languages.
Not sure.
Everyone has their own interpretation of their way of showing love.
Not sure.
Now, I've heard growing up my parents state things like, I love you, this is why I'm doing this.
Very
They had to explain to me that this was love, and I may not enjoy or like it in the meantime, but later on I will see that surely that was love. Have any of you all ever went through that instance as a parent where you had to tell your children, I love you, but this right here may hurt? Have you, as an adult, ever dealt with, go back in your past where your own parents had to tell you or a teacher had to tell you, I love you, but this right here may hurt?
yes.
We have all gone through this and understanding what love really is. And no, not all the time is love going to feel good. So if we all thought that love was a feeling of good emotions, no, that is not love. That would be lust. Getting that excitement of the first sight of seeing something, the first thought of imagining something. Oh, you're in lust with it.
Infatuation.
An infatuation. When it comes to love, there is an order, there is obedience, there is law. Well, let's take it back to marriage. Let's take it back to the vows when they're speaking on love. Well, one of the things they say that I know a lot of people don't like to say is obey. When you're getting married, they never say, oh, I will forever hug this person, kiss this person to show them that I love them.
Wow.
It is shown to obey to show that you love this person. That means you are taking the orders and laws that is given. So when God gave us some laws and orders, and we were told to obey the Most High commandments, that was our way of showing God we love him. That was the only way we was going to show God that we loved him, was doing what he told us to do. God is the head. So yes, we are looking for God appeasement. We are looking to get that comfort of, oh, God loves us. The only way we get that is by obeying God. Can you go against God's laws and still think God loves you? Or would you love God if he was unruly with you? We all have a love for God. I'm sure we do. And if you don't, check yourself, check your spirit. But we all have a love for God, even though the things that we have gone through, it's not been so nice, not been so pretty, not been so sweet. Make us question God from time to time. God, is you allowing this to happen? How can you surely love your children? And God's looking at us like, do you know what love is? Because here you are still being able to even question. Do you know what love is? Or are you infatuated with the thought that I can give you anything you want? That when you pray to me, you get this prayer answer. Is that why you love me? But when I ask you to do something, will you show that love back? For instance, all of my women out there, if God asked you all, stop wearing pants, and you said, I can try, that means you're trying to love God. I just love my pork. God said he doesn't like that. God gave us an order, a law to say, do not eat the swine. But you have this love for God, Pastor Pork Chop. I'm talking to you out there. You have such a strong love for God, but when God gives you an order to obey, you cannot do it. So let's take this into our personal lives, family. When we are given certain orders, we may not like it in the instance of it, but is that love? If you are being ordered to do something, or you're given a law base of something, you know why people say, oh, they love their America? Because they obey all the laws in America. You cannot hug America. You cannot kiss America. You cannot sleep with America. You can only show America that you love America by obeying American laws. Ask that to any foreigner who comes over here who wants to be an American, and they have their I Love America shirt, because they are obeying American laws that is not the same laws in their country. That is how they are showing that they love America. Now, once again, family, what do we think love is? Is it affection? Is it emotions? Is it feelings? Is it something that you are expecting so that you can get this feeling? I expect for you to do this so that I can feel this way. That is how I know that you love me. That is called controlling. Now we're getting to, are we loving someone or are we controlling someone? Are we in love with the fact that we can control somebody with the dingling of love over their head? That is a difference. Love should have everything to be in order and exact. We have a bunch of pedophiles out here who love little children. Now, is that love? Or is that their emotions and feelings and their sick head? Ask them, they will say, oh no, I love them. Apologies for using micro voice, but y'all should understand. It is not the same when we have emotions and feelings and we are looking to just base everything off of emotions and feelings. We didn't get emotions and feelings until we committed the act in the Garden of Eden. Now we have emotions and feelings. Are those emotions and feelings correct? No. I'm sorry. I know they're yours. Doesn't mean that they're correct. We are told to obey laws, commandments. Yet we want to do what we want to because of our emotions and our feelings. And in the same instant, we got the same breath to say, oh, this is love. It's not. That is confusion. That is a sickness of the mind.
Absolutely. Very, 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 very important points. Very, very, very important questions. Family. Taylor stated she's still trying to learn the true definition because her perception of it was all wrong. Have you ever researched the origin or where the word love derived from, the history of the word love, and where it was first seen at? That can help you understand. As well as Kenya says, she questioned herself. Love is a high frequency. Love is actually one of the highest frequencies. When it comes to love, family, you all can answer this. How do children show their parents they love them? Because for all those seeking love, but then I get upset because the affection and the emotions are not what you want in a relationship. But you love them and you're wanting love, but you're looking at what's being done in the bedroom, what's being said, how is it making you feel? What is the person doing to satisfy your feelings and emotions? Children cannot be intimate with parents. Does that mean they do not love them? So when we're seeking love, are we saying love changes its meaning depending on our feelings and who we're dealing with? Love is unconditional. That doesn't mean it changes meanings. So how does children show they love their parents? How do siblings show they love each other? How does a wife show she loves her husband? How does a husband show that he loves his wife? Is it a word that we've always heard people use and express their feelings after using this word? Because if you read the Bible, it tells exactly what love is and where love came from. Obedience, which is the issue that our people, our kind, has had from the beginning, hence punishment being captivity, servitude, being controlled. And we had the option to just obey and abide by rules like any other child or children in their parents' home. They're getting taken care of, they're being provided for. In order to be up under that parent's care, they were needing to obey the rules and the laws. Well, this system was given unto us from our Most High, the creator of earth and heaven. That's who first showed this system of love. That was the first relationship that showed us love was the Most High and his love for his children and the love they have for him. In Genesis, it does not speak Adam loved his wife. It said Adam knew his wife and she conceived Cain. Thank you for the love, Taylor. Lafayette Frank that tuned in.
You all should be a lot more careful when y'all are praying for love to come into your lives. Because to be honest, y'all don't want order. Because to be honest, y'all don't like obedience. Y'all don't want to obey. So when you're asking for love, just be honest. You're looking for someone to control and you're looking for affection whenever you are wanting it. That's a difference between looking for love, because when love comes into you all lives, it's too much.
It shows in the divorce rate. It shows how many people cannot stick that contract through. How many people are willing to break that contract. So obviously love was one of the first forms of a contract between people. There were vows made before God with witnesses, with the Bible officiating them. Regardless of people, religion, faith, tradition, when they go through getting married through the states, through the government, through a legal marriage, they're being taken through by being officiated with the Bible. When you have so many feelings towards the Bible, when it comes to being melanated and you don't believe in it, a lot of our people believe in it when it's time to get married, when it's time to get that last name, when it's time to sign that document. A lot of people are believing in the Bible in that moment. So it's already showing that within the people, there's already an energy of confusion there. Because no one objects, because there's a Bible being used to officiate their vows and to seal their contract. But when it comes to obeying the laws and commandments of the Bible, not everyone has an opinion that if they believe the Bible is real or not. Well, don't rely on the Bible in your court systems when you're going to court and you're taking care of legal business. Don't rely on it then. And don't rely on it in the courts when you need to get married, when you need their signature, when you're needing that official stamp on if y'all can be together or not, like on a plantation. So once again, when it comes to love, even the government knew that to officiate love between two people, the Bible was going to have to be involved. God was going to have to be involved. There was no way two people was going to be able to join together and become one without the teachings and the lessons and the information that is found in the Bible. Meaning the same way that people cannot see through the contract, the covenant, the agape love with the Most High is being shown in the divorce rate. It's being shown how many people are quick to sign up and say yes and say I do and repeat those words. But when it's time to actually complete those acts of showing love, it gets too hard. It gets too much. It feels good in health, but in sickness, everybody's not pushing through. It feels good and rich, but in poor, everybody's not pushing through. Because everyone's forgetting the main key ingredient for love: obedience. Obedience does not mean being controlling. That's the midst of confusion our people have. That in order to have order within a home, that we have to be controlling. So the first form of love that was ever seen was the covenant made, an agreement made. With a vow to uphold each person, both parties uphold their part of the agreement. That was first shown in the covenant. Thank you for the love, Taylor.
I say I do pray.
Thank you, family, for the love. Also, family, 58 minutes into the cutoff.
I say
58 minutes into the cutoff for live quick readings. Thank you for the love, Frank.
How is family doing out there?
You can call me the international. You can call me the wild world DJ.
Thank you, family. Very important questions asked. As everyone's been asking for love, who's taking the time to find out what love is? Thank you for asking. Blessed and highly favored.
I say I do pray.
Alafia Brandy.
I say I love your family.
Definitely for those who are just tuning in, make sure that you all watch from the beginning, as we've already been streaming live for 40 minutes now. So make sure that you watch from the beginning to catch all those messages that Spirit had on behalf of acknowledging and making ourselves aware of what love is, the true definition and original meaning of love versus what is being used for today, just like the word bad, just like the B word, just like many words has changed their meanings throughout time. to conform and adapt to people's feelings and emotions. What was the true original definition and meaning of love? With identifying that can allow us to identify what has been the root problems in our own love life.
I say, as words are very important to understand, family, as we have been taking our biblical classes and we learned that Adam had the power to name things and how those things stood. We're going to have to understand that love is one of those words that stood. And we're going to have to know what that word means since the beginning of time, since it was first used. For those who have been taking the biblical studies, have we heard the word love yet? We've been in Genesis. We got to the creation of man. We've seen some things happen with the serpent, the subtle serpent in the garden. And we have not yet heard the word love. Of all the things that was promised that Eve will have if she did eat from this tree, love was not one of them.
Procreation was spoken of, conception was spoken of, but not love, not yet.
That was the first instance of not obeying and punishment coming from not obeying. Before we were taught what love was, we was taught punishment when we don't obey. We know that much. Consequences when we do not obey. We learned that much. We have not learned what love is, but we have learned consequences come when we do not obey. And like it or not, consequences will be paid. And life goes on.
Very important. As the whole time of teaching a child and the lessons of learning as a child what love is and how to show love, obedience was a key factor of if we was going to get punished or not, if we was going to get more blessings or not, if we were going to get more of the things that we like or not. Obedience. How well we are with obedience depicted a lot of our consequences and our punishments and our upbringing. The same goes on in every other love area of our life. It is the same. We're not able to be intimate and romantic with our family members that we love. So why do we think that love is now just who we're having sex with? That's the only love life we have. Who we got feelings and emotions for. That is affection, feelings, and emotions. It is just those things. Those things does not sum up and give you the definition of love. And that's why people are having issues with love. Because they think love means all the feelings and emotions they may have for a person is just so much to explain. So they'll just say, I love you. I just have so much feelings and so much emotion. It's just so much there. I can't knock these feelings that I have. I'm not going to take the time to organize them and dissect them and process them. I'm just going to categorize it as love. And then throughout the rest of the relationship, can't hold ourselves to the responsibility of having love for someone or being in love with someone. Now we're not wanting the person. So once again, are people just seeking love, or are they falling in love with a person that they came across? Do you want love from a person? Or do you just want love? Because if you fall in love with a person, that doesn't mean a person got to do everything you say because they love you. And that's what we're seeing. That's why a lot of things are ending. That's why a lot of relationships are ending. Because people are not getting the energy of being able to control someone in return of loving someone. This is also on the other side showing how we don't have obedience. It showed it in the beginning and it shows in our divorce rates. After the vows are made, after the contract is made in front of witnesses, in front of God, who's seeking these contracts through?
No, we get into our feelings and emotions so much. So when we are given orders, we want to combat and we want to fight and we want to express how we feel versus take the orders and obey. We want to fight God, children of Israel. The minute you are told to do something, you can't do it. It goes against your emotions. It goes against your feelings. You all act as if emotions and feelings is your religious belief, and you cannot go against them.
Mm. Wow.
You all have taken emotions and feelings too far.
That made them law now.
Made your emotions and feelings law in your own world,
Wow.
and think that everyone should obey your world laws. That's what it has come to when it comes to love. When it comes to feel how you want to feel, women, but when it comes to you all wanting and having a husband, you cannot obey him. The minute he gives you an order, you want to combat it. You want to argue it. You want to express your feelings before obeying. Now, could you imagine if God gave you an order or a commandment and then you want to express your emotions and feelings first? Now we're sounding like Adam. The excuses and emotions and feelings and why he did this and for what for. It sounds silly listening to God. It sounds very silly when giving orders is a simple thing. It's like asking a question and you just can't get a yes or no answer. For the women out there who are looking for husbands, if you do not like it, then yes, you are going to end up being alone. But when you get a husband, you are told to obey your husband. Be obedient when it comes to your husband. Do not fight your husband. Do not argue with your husband. Your husband has become your head. It is the same instance when men, we are given orders from the Most High above. We cannot sit and argue and fight with them. We cannot combat and come with our feelings because he is our head. A lot of women are out there looking for husbands, mates. But is that just for controlling? Because you feel as if that's the only way you can get control in this life.
That's controlling another person with feelings and emotions.
A lot of y'all women are not ready for husbands. Y'all are not ready for a man in your life. Because a lot of you already set up how things in your life is going to be. And a man can only come in and just be placed.
Like decor.
So when we're looking for love, that comes with obedience, laws, having to listen. Regardless of how you are feeling in the midst of it. And I'll give a quick biblical story. Saul, Saul. This was our first anointed king. For those who do not know, this is our first anointed king of Israel. He was given a commandment. He was told to take these orders. As a king, yes, kings are given orders, but we are only given orders from the king. From God. There is an order. So as the king, he was given orders. Love. He was given love by God. He was told to go ahead and slaughter all of his enemies. Now, this also included the women and the children of this nation. Well, Saul, let me tell you about Saul. He got in his feelings and emotions, and he said, nah, I can't do this. These innocent children, these innocent children, these innocent children. Oh, these beautiful women. Can't we just keep them as our concubines? Can't we just love up on them? They've done nothing wrong. God said, take out these enemies. That is your order. That is law. Take out the Amorites. Saul did not do it. Saul was given another message. Because you did not obey, you're going to go crazy. And another king is going to take your place. For those who do not know who that second king was, that was King David. He was a young boy when he was anointed by the priest Samuel. So Saul opted not to take the orders that was given to God, given by God because of his emotions of what about these children? What about these women? Oh, I know it sounds horrible. But guess what happened next? That same nation that was not done off with, those young children grew up to be men. Those women, they grew up to be bitter women who had get back energy on these children of Israel, these warriors who came and took over their people because God, their God, told them to. Well, those same people overtook us, and those same people took us out of ruling the world. And when that happened, the world went into shit. Now, what was the order once again? The order was to take out the enemies. Did Saul do it? No, because of his emotions and feelings. In the current time, I'm sure he felt right and exact. Stood on his ground. No, I will not do this, God. And surely he died. And the effects of him not taking the order, well, that led to the destruction of the children of Israel. We have to know how to take order. We have to know how to listen. We have to know how to obey. You cannot go into the army and not know these things. You cannot have a family and not know these things. You cannot have children and not know these things. When you have your children, parents out there that's watching, when you tell your children, give your children an order and you tell them to obey, do you not mean it? And if they do obey you, don't you feel a little sense, oh, my children really do love me? They listen to me. I must have that respect in their eyes. But let them not listen to you. Let them do what they want to. These children don't love me. Oh, you'll tell them in their face. Y'all don't love me. Y'all don't listen to anything I say. Now we know what love means when it comes to that. But when it comes to controlling someone else, love means something totally different. We have to check our spirit, family, and what we are wanting and what we are receiving, and if we are even ready to receive it. Y'all are not ready to receive love into you all's life. You all are just right now wanting affection, feelings, emotions catered to you. You don't want just any emotions, any feelings. You want emotions and feelings that's catered to you and only you. That is controlling. That is possessive. That is wicked, evil.
Which we now have knowledge of, good and evil. That's what makes us gods. For those who believe in the scripture that says ye are gods, that means you have the knowledge of good and evil. So that means we have capable of thinking evil, doing evil. It's not so far stretched. It's not so demonic. Using love as a form to possess someone you really like, to get them to do all the things you like because you like them so much, you want all those things to be done for them. That is wicked. And every relationship will fail off of those foundations. There must be law and order. And if you can't obey your higher powers, law and order, what makes you think you can obey your head in your household? That's why a lot of relationships break up because there's power struggles. There's a power struggle versus understanding of everyone's roles to play. If everyone understood what role they were needed to play, there would be no need for a power struggle. But since everybody wants to play a role depicting off of their feelings and emotions, love just keeps seeming to fail. Just like parents have to set a rule and lay ground in a home for the children, same has to be done in your romantic partnership. Instead, emotions and feelings are being used, especially by women, to have control. We want to have control of how things turn out because of how we're feeling, how it's making us feel, versus what will bring order. Very, 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 very wise for those who have natural born gifts, who are not Googling their gifts, who are not buying their gifts. One of the greatest tips that you could take is to look up the 613 laws. If you're already getting messages, don't know how, just needing help translating, if you're having dreams and they're coming true, you have strong intuition and discernment, that is one of the signs of why you should begin to know the 613 laws and how that played a part in our demise and us falling from ruling and being in charge of being ahead. Every kingdom that is strong studies histories of how kingdoms rise and fall, how empires rise and fall. Our people, the melanated ones, we must do the same. What was the cause of our rise and fall? Disobedience. The same thing as determining our marriage and divorce rate. Cutoff is in 35 minutes, family. Very important to take the time out to study the origin of love and where did it derive from. I know our family don't think it derived from Shakespeare in the Renaissance era. I see.
Interpret message.
Thank you for the love. Then when we are prepared for group collective messages. On behalf of our love lives, that's definitely needed. The last couple of messages has been getting on organization, cleanliness, time management, how these things are affecting our love life. Definitely would love to hear what Spirit has to say on behalf of the group, on behalf of the collective messages.
Okay.
Project Slugs. Take the feeling this vibe, you know what time it is. It's coming from the most incredible superstar DJ. DJ, the unstoppable. That's what's up, baby. Keep vibing.
Family, are you all ready for group collective messages? Is family ready?
Family ready?
Ian's waiting to see more momentum from everyone.
Again, love.
I just pray for the love. So y'all ready? Y'all ready for these group collective messages? Taylor's ready. I do pray for the love. And if you would like your energy read during this group collective reading, send love, send energy, positive vibrations. Donations are accepted collectively, as well as share and tag to make sure families getting these messages on behalf of as a collective, as a whole, as a community, what is going on in our love lives. That is needed to know. And messages has already been coming. Very important.
A little bit of this protects you from a lot of that. Armor on. Minimum effort, maximum protection.
And very true messages as well. Messages that Spirit is already bringing on behalf of love life and relationships as a whole. Is saying that finances has become the number one deal breaker. A lot of people like to use the excuse of infidelity, lack of communication, lack of honesty, when a lot of people has forgiven people over and over and over again with those things. The number one deal breaker has been finances. Finance has been one of the number one stresses for relationships, which we could see in statistics follows, been one of the number one causes for marriages wanting divorce. And they would write it down as irreconcilable differences. They would write it off as irreconcilable differences because financially they weren't able to understand each other. As much as communications need to be clear and direct and worked on, as much as communication need to be open and honesty, do know that financial literacy was another tool that our generations ahead of us did not do as much on laying the ground foundation for. Just like many of us has experienced childhoods that did not prepare us for clear and direct communication, did not prepare us for open communication, really couldn't communicate openly as a child, was what the parents said, and that was it. Whatever feelings, emotions, thoughts, misunderstandings you had to carry them with yourself. If we weren't honest about certain things, we knew there were going to be certain reactions and responses. So from the home, where you are being taught and given the tools that you're going to need for later on in life, the home, the foundation. Another foundation that was going to be needed later on in this life was financial literacy, which a lot of people are learning throughout their adulthood. A lot of the elders and ancestors has not sat and take time to give us the tools that will aid in successful generational wealth. Not many of us were given the tools to have the financial literacy to ensure generational wealth, which after getting through the cheating, after getting through the infidelity, after getting through the lies and the miscommunication, not being able to financially make it with each other versus just being alone trying to do it by themselves. People are not able to financially make it with each other, which causes a frustration and stress that a lot of relationships are not making it through. This is a lesson we must teach ourselves and teach our children. That the forms of wealth has always changed its physical. And its physical wealth has changed from land, cattle, crops, goods, services, cash crops, coin, paper, digital, crypto. So as the physical forms of wealth will always change its faces, as a community, if we're wanting our families to be able to be raised in two-parent household and two parents to be able to come together and compromise on how they wanted to raise children in the same household, financial literacy has not been a tool shown in the forefront. It's always been do whatever to able to survive. And that's affecting generations to come. A lot of men are not able to be in their children's lives because of finances. Women would choose to go put them on child support and risk them being locked up if they're not financially available. Whether they were emotionally available, whether they were physically available, whether they was mentally available, due to not being able to be financially available to the court's term and agreements, people have settled for that. That is not financial literacy that we are needed to show the children to come that tool can be used to ensure generational wealth. Child support, welfare, Section 8. People waiting on Section 8 list has not been a tool of financial literacy that's been able to ensure generational wealth, which is what marriages need for children that's here to come, grandchildren that's here to come. Marriages play a big role in establishing generational wealth. That's why marriages was taken very much serious, and we were prepared for marriages in ancient times at a very young age because of how serious that was to ensure the future generations' wealth and opportunity and chance here down here, regardless of how the physical form of wealth changed. The tools for that type of literacy was still needed, and why people chose to marry each other. Or why arranged marriages were important, why dowries were important. To signify the level of that family gene's knowledge of wealth and literacy and generational wealth literacy. This needs to be shown in a life that we all build by ourselves and now just want to find a partner and place them in our life that we already understand from how it goes from just our thinking. When you come across a partner and others, you're going to have to come up with those foundation fundamentals together. A lot of people struggle to grow financially together. Marriages are not lasting as long as they should when people are getting laid off. When people are not making as much money as they probably made when they first met the person. How people's feelings and emotions can now change towards a person, depending on where they're at financially. These were not tools given to us to ensure generational wealth. This is an area that we're going to have to clean up, just like we had to clean up clear and direct communication, organization, and order. Generational wealth needs to be an importance when it comes to dating, marrying. It can't just be so y'all can struggle together that lifetime. What y'all do together, the children and their children I need to be able to benefit from you all marrying each other.
Sure. We cannot look for finances to overtake love. We can't look for, because the finances aren't going the way they're supposed to, then love is no longer there.
Wow. What's your poor? It's in the vows.
For richer or for poorer.
And that has become a new deal breaker. That is a tool that we must strengthen because it must be passed down to the next generations to come. It is a tool that must be passed down. Family, we have 18 minutes left into the cutoff. And if we was not taught the correct way to establish generational wealth, we must unlearn and relearn. And know that generational wealth doesn't only mean material things. Generational wealth, the inheritance, should be the knowledge, the wisdom, the lessons learned, what mistakes not to make. We as a people are going to have to work harder on how to invest in a future for our marriages versus what right now our marriages are going through. What are we building and putting towards for the future of our marriages and generations to come? That will allow unions, relationships to last longer versus what's just getting accomplished for right now. Proper preparation, preventive measures. These are tools that aid in generational wealth. Because the tools of surviving and how to survive and just make it, that's not the only tool we can rely on anymore. Foundations are needing more than just the need to survive to survive. We have to unlearn, relearn, and revise and edit. And look at the ways that it was done before us and which ways worked and which ways didn't. As we should do for all areas of our life. But people are under financial stress and are not able to give and receive what they're wanting to in relationships. Finances cannot be used as a tool if a relationship is going to make it or break it. It was told in the vows for rich or poor. So instead of the lack of financial literacy, the lack of generational wealth being a deal breaker, that is a tool we must strengthen. Thank you.
Sure.
Family, do you all have any questions about the group collective message? Thank you for the love, family. You all are so sweet.
Family.
Taylor stated, no questions are due. Thank you. Thank you for the love, Kenya.
All right, family. This has been a wonderful live.
Absolutely.
I do quick. We say, homie, told I did bola. I say,
I
family, we cannot wait to see you all in biblical class next Tuesday. Make sure that you are signing up. Ashe.
Ashe, family.
We love you
and
we
we thank you.
And
And until next time, Oda.